What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another video. Now, this is going to be on all the terror attacks that's been going on as of recent. At least one of the ones that actually got thwarted thanks to some awesome kids, right? Or at least young men. Now, haven't watched this yet. This is Nux Taku. Dude is very, I like the way how he does his stuff. He ain't afraid to actually just call it how it is. Love that. But apparently Rashida Tlaib, which is not surprising because she's a Democrat and she's also a Palestinian or Muslim. Let's just say Muslim, and she is probably one of the biggest grifters, biggest liars, and just biggest pieces of shit that we have in our fucking government. And I used to be okay with people from, other countries being able to go into our Senate and all that kind of stuff, but clearly at this point in time, it was very bad idea. So let's get into this.
That took place yesterday. We have more information. I covered it yesterday as it was breaking. I'm going to cover it again today. I've been doing incredible deep dives on all the things that happened, covering them in the way they need to be covered because unfortunately so many retards are too scared to do it.
Yep.
Old Dominion University shooter was a man.
I love how people don't like using retard.
This Mohammed Jalal was a terrorist that shot up a university in Virginia. Crazy fucking story. Born in Sierra Leone, of course, became a naturalized U.S. citizen. That's right, this was a citizen, guys. Radicalized by Al-Qaeda. Get ready for this one. Convicted for providing material support to ISIS. Sentenced to 11 years in prison. However, released from prison early under Biden.
Under Biden. Now, look at that. Convicted for providing materials to ISIS members. Active terrorist organizations. He should have been deported. He shouldn't have went to prison. He should have been deported. That's an issue. And also, he was released early under Biden, which then also goes, oh, so look who actually was working for a whole other government regime. Biden. Not a surprise. And technically, it wouldn't even really be Biden. It was all his handlers who were getting him to sign stupid shit and say the stupid shit that he was saying because the dude was fucking senile.
Understand how easily this could have been avoided.
Yeah.
It would have been a competent, normal country not running on radical leftoid feelings bullshit. This is a guy, a foreigner, all right, who's a naturalized citizen because our laws are fucking broken and people are importing these people to kill us.
Yep.
Who is literally...
I think that if there's a country and that country's regime sits there and says death to all Americans or infidels must die, I think there should be a massive investigation in each and every single person who comes here wanting asylum and or come here legally, especially if you're from a country that hates us. If you have any background where you've either helped terrorists, been a terrorist, or have a terrorist in your family, you should not be allowed to come to this country at this point because guilty by association, especially if it's family, because most people aren't willing to roll over or give up family despite the fact that they did something wrong.
Convicted as being an ISIS terrorist. Not exaggerating. Convicted as an ISIS terrorist. Released from prison under Biden, goes out there and commits an Islamic terror attack. And heartbreakingly, as I was covering yesterday, people were injured, no one was killed, but unfortunately, heartbreakingly, someone was killed now. The victim of the terrorist attack in Old Dominion identified as Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, who was a professor of military science and the leader of the university's ROTC program, a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Atlantic Resolve. And these are his awards. Rest in peace to Hero. And this is unbelievable.
Here, I'll read those out. His awards including 2 Bronze Stars, Senior Army Aviator Badge, Combat Actions Badge, Parachutist Badge, Air Assault Badge, Defense Meritorious Services Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, Air Medal with Valor, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Army Commendation Medal, and the Joint Service Achievement Medal. Dude was a hero.
We're
in multiple ways.
The best of us because the left is importing the worst of us. This didn't need to happen. This didn't need to happen at all. We don't need to actually live like this.
No.
And no matter how many people are going to hit you with the random feminist talking points about how actually all people are the same and all cultures are equal and there's no difference between anybody, Well, if there's no difference between anybody and everything's the same, then multiculturalism doesn't exist because everything's the same. It is a self-defeating non-argument that they use to excuse importing terrorists into our
Yep.
country to rape us and kill us.
How better to get people to vote a certain way, right? And other than like scare the shit out of them. Kind of like when Gavin Newsom and all these other people were saying that like they were going to send drones over and start attacking California. How the fuck are they like, do people not know the distance between freaking them and us? Like literally, Iran is going to send drones this way. That was fucking retarded. If people actually believed Iran was going to send drones over, it'd be more believable if they sent a goddamn weather balloon than freaking drones. If they're going to send drones anywhere, Turkey, Israel, even then Israel would be a fucking stretch. Egypt would be a stretch. Like all those outlying countries would be a stretch, which is exactly why they bombarded all their surrounding supposed friends when we attacked them after they threatened us repeatedly over and over and over again, and then refused to actually deal with the nuclear deal, which is, oh hey, no bombs.
This was an Islamic terror attack. No anything in the Middle East justifies the fact that this guy, a United States citizen, would go into a college and start shooting and stabbing people. And the idea that this isn't a right versus left issue is laughable, all right? Every single president bombs the Middle East, all right? It's a rite of passage. If you're a president, you're going to have to bomb the Middle East. That's just how it works, I guess.
Obama did it
They
worse.
should stop trying to kill us, and we'll stop bombing them. But only one party is literally bringing the terrorists into our country.
Obama
under the
literally
guise of multiculturalism.
struck
What
a
do you
house
mean?
that
What
was
do
the
you
wrong
mean?
fucking
This guy that
house.
pledged allegiance
Killed a
to
whole bunch of
ISIS shouldn't
innocent
be
people.
deported. He's just as American as you and me. And he has a passport. He has paperwork. He has paperwork. That makes him just as American as all of us. Well, this narrative is collapsing really fast, and people are tired of it. Now, the way this terrorist, Mohammed Jalloh, weird how his name is Mohammed or something, that's kind of weird. Police be upon him. No one saw this one coming. He's dead now. You know how he was killed? He was beaten to death.
Good.
He was beaten
Good.
to death.
I just hope they don't decide to like treat those people like criminals for doing the right thing. They're like, oh well, you beat him to death. You could have just apprehended him. Fuck that shit.
There were students in that room that subdued him and rendered him no longer alive. I don't know how else to say it, but
They beat him to death.
She tried
Rendered
not
him
to
no
smile.
longer alive.
That lady tried not to smile.
Some based American patriots saw that motherfucker and beat him to death.
basically were able to terminate the threat.
So he was not shot.
He was not shot.
No, he was beaten to death.
He shot 3 people.
Correct. We have information that he shot 3 people.
The one that went to the Jeep.
Yeah, so he shot 3 people. One unfortunately died from his wounds, a victim of Islamic terror, and no one even calls it what it is because
Yeah.
they're calling it what it is.
Yeah, they don't want to call it an Islamic terrorist attack because then they're like, oh, well, what about all the other Muslims in the country? The only ones that would have to worry at all about like hatred or racism towards themselves, right, would be the ones who quite literally are okay with Iran doing what they're doing. They're okay with, these terror attacks. They're outwardly saying, oh yeah, America deserves it. They would be the only ones who should be technically worried about retaliation, such as FBI showing up at your door, picking you up, and deporting your fucking ass. Anything else is freaking ridiculous, and just call it out like it is. Like in New York, they wanted to blame white supremacists for literally 2 Iranian people, Palestinian people, whatever you want to dub them, throwing nail bombs at the crowd, at police officers and everything else. And they said Mamdani was targeted. No, the fuck he wasn't.
It's too radicalizing for people. All right, an Islamic terror attack left 1 dead, 3 shot, and he was beaten to death. Right, that's the level of fucking fatigue that we actually have. I don't think enough emphasis is being placed that the students at ODU literally beat the Muslim shooter to death with their bare hands and whatever else they had available to them. This is a level of Islam fatigue I don't think we've seen in the United States since 9/11. Like, this is insane. And that was just one.
And clearly New York forgot about 9/11 because they put fucking Mamdani and his racist ass fucking wife in the friggin' mayor's office. Ridiculous.
of the terror attacks yesterday. All right, so this was the other terror attack yesterday that took place in a synagogue in Michigan, Detroit, where an Islamic terrorist with a truck full of explosives drove into a synagogue slash preschool, all right, and started shooting around. Thank God no one was killed, and he died. His own car blew up. You know, that's the thing. Bro completed his quest of blow yourself up for Allah. All right, so he succeeded on that part. Just thank God he didn't take anyone else with him.
Exactly.
So the reality is that motherfucker's dead. He was neutralized by a security guard working at that synagogue, because obviously if you don't have a security guard, someone's going to blow up your temple. All right, so this is what happened.
That I want to make sure the local community is aware of first and foremost is this community works together hand in glove. This community takes care of each
Like
other.
CNN won't call it what it is.
We have been communicating regularly. I have been texting the chief, not just in West Bloomfield, but every place that's got significant houses of worship, Jewish facilities, synagogues, temples, you name it, over the past 2 weeks. Obviously, what happens around the world sometimes affects us. So we have to think about it, be prepared for it. So we've been talking. I texted actually the head of security from the temple 2 days ago. And communicated some information to him.
Dude, the threat level is so high to just civilians going to synagogues in the United States that, like, the chief of police, all right, the head sheriff is going to need to talk to these guys every day or two. Like, that's insane.
So the first thing the community should know.
See, the thing is, as soon as they were planning to start the strikes and everything, they should have expected all of this. And I mean, a good portion of it they did. Like, they really did. But the problem is, it's like, every single time you stop a Muslim country from doing something bad to other people, they outwardly attack anybody and everybody who speaks out against them. Every single time.
Is that we not just today work together, we work together all the time. Our state, our federal, and local partners. Number one. Number two, we train. In our world, preparation is important. We hope and pray it never happens, but that's not a strategy. Preparation is. So all of us have been training together for many years for active shooters or active assailants, mass casualty events, and tragically we've had way more than our share. So that is ongoing and is in place. The third thing is important to note, no children and no staff were hurt.
That's good.
So we know there's evil in the world, and we know they only have to get it right once, and sometimes they do. They may not come on anybody's radar, and they show up.
It just happened in Virginia.
Yep.
In Virginia, they won. They took the life of an innocent man.
But what happens when they show up, that's where training and preparation kicks in. The security staff did an amazing job. An amazing job. And you'll get some of the details on that, but they stopped the threat. No kids, no staff were hurt. Now, there were some injuries and things that had to be taken care of. One of the head of security was taken to the hospital. He got knocked down by the car when it breached the building. And we've had 30 law enforcement officers taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation.
Damn.
So a lot of our folks...
That's a lot better than shrapnel.
This was, you have to understand how this works, all right? So, bomb specialty is like, it's in the Muslim class of terror, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to trans classes, those are normally, their dad's assault weapon. That's normally how it works,
Yep.
right? Their dad's rifle is normally the weapon of choice for trans terrorists. For Muslim terrorists, it's incendiary devices and explosives is their specialty normally. They put all their skill points into blowing themselves up for Allah.
Hell yeah.
Just hopefully they don't take anyone with them.
That or their kids and wives.
Other agencies are still in treatment because that building became engulfed in the car and we'll learn all of that through the investigation, why it became engulfed in flames, what was the ignition source, and I think the ATF...
I bet he didn't do the bomb properly and something prematurely exploded or caught fire.
Just taking
It's like the gods from above saying, "Ha, take that, terrorist."
The fire, but in any event, what it did, it caused terrible, terrible smoke in that part of the building. And
because the dude literally brought a bomb into a preschool. Yeah, we don't need to live with these people. These are the fucking barbarians are not at the gates. They're inside, and we have to live with this shit. All right. So anyway, apparently it's even more insane.
Oh God.
Right. So you got to see the responses to this because I think that the conversation
Hassan's
about this
fucking
is
uncle.
in some ways even scarier than
Hassan's uncle, Cenk Uygur. There's an active shooter in a synagogue in Michigan. He was exchanged fire with security. These type of attacks are the worst thing anyone can do. It's deeply immoral. It goes counter to any principle of peace and safety. It's wildly counterproductive, and it divides Americans. Dude, do you really believe that?
The actual event, because the event, we all knew this was going to happen. All right, so I've already explained to you the difference between fat Islamists and skinny Islamists. Skinny Islamists, they run at you and try to kill you. The fat Islamists, they're the propaganda mouthpiece. So fat Islamists, Cenk Uygur, people are going to call me racist for this, but they're wrong, because Islam is not a race. All right, I am
It's
not
a religion.
racist. I'm just Islamophobic. It's a totally different thing. Don't get, all right, anyway. There's an active shooter in a synagogue in Michigan. He has exchanged fire with security. These types of attacks are the worst thing anyone can do. Because it's trying to blow up children? It's deeply immoral. It goes counter to any principle of peace and safety. Get ready, the mask slips here. I don't know how this dude doesn't, like, proofread his tweets. It's wildly counterproductive, and it divides Americans. Excuse me? Counterproductive? Counterproductive because what? Because you want to find a way to kill Jews without actually getting backlash for it? Like, what
Right.
does counterproductive mean?
Fucking
What
dumb.
what would be productive in this situation? All right, and quite literally, divides Americans? No, this is unifying Americans against the non-Americans that have paperwork and try
Yeah.
to convince us that they're Americans.
Exactly. Like, literally, you have one branch of people who are like, oh, we can't let this keep happening. And then you have another branch going, oh, well, it's just racist because you think, like, Muslims are okay with this. Majority of them are. Not all of them. There's a good couple of them who actually outwardly speak out against it. And I mean truly speak out against it. Not like Cenk Uygur, who literally spews hatred and bigotry and, like, literally says, oh, Jews are the source of all evil in the world and stupid shit like that. It's like, really? Come on now.
I'm sorry, I don't think you understand. This doesn't dividing.
Now, he
Americans is
used
not the
flowery
problem.
words,
It's
but yep.
blowing up Americans that are the problem. All right, I'm really glad that we're trying to actually have this conversation. The most insane shit is when you look at his replies.
Yeah.
They're eating him alive. It exposes the violent intolerance of certain religions, and he says if someone is fighting against the religion rather than the intolerance, they've got it wrong. Are you fucking insane? Of course we should be intolerant against religion that's trying to kill us. What are you even talking about? Dog, if the religion is the one indoctrinating these people to blow themselves up for God and take as many children as they can with them, maybe the religion needs to be investigated or something. I don't know. The intolerance is the problem? What does
Yeah,
that even mean?
intolerance.
Islamophobia made this guy drive...
What about the intolerance of the Muslim people who don't like gays, transsexuals, or, women who wear specific clothing or have an opinion, or just women in general, right? It's freaking ridiculous that he literally sits there and says intolerance. Really, Muslims are intolerant of everybody other than Muslims. And also, they're also intolerant to other Muslims. If you do not follow 100% to what they say, then they kill you.
his truck into a school and try to blow up a bunch of children? Like it's unbelievable how, like, retarded these people are. And again, the most insane part is, this is a relatively popular commentator on the internet, all right? Uncle of Hassan Piker, host of the Young Turks. He's on every single fucking Piers Morgan episode because you get clicks when you put a fat, screaming, sweaty Islamist, I guess, in the thumbnail. And the reality is, this guy shouldn't be here. He allies with every single enemy of America every single time. He has directly, through his show, in my opinion, incited the murder of the Baton Rouge police officers.
Well, I'd
that were
agree with you.
murdered by his fan, that was literally egged on by the Young Turks. I made an entire video on that. But for some reason, not only are we not deporting people that ally up with the terrorists and enemies of America, but for some reason, we've given them platforms that they can utilize to literally propagandize us to kill each other and to hate each other and to...
Kind of like Hassan, who sat there and told his freaking followers, oh yeah, you know how easy it would be and you wouldn't have to even blow yourself up? We have. You can go ahead and buy drones from China. It's like, bro, really? That's beyond asinine.
Obfuscate from real situations and real issues with their bullshit. Understand, we are not only tolerating that there are orcs in the Shire, we are giving
Orcs in the
orcs
Shire.
places in the government of the Shire. We are giving them the actual voices to propagandize the hobbits as to why actually the orcs aren't the problem. And the truth is, we don't need to do this. We do not need to give megaphones to quite literally the enemy. I'm not saying silence him, because I know people are going to say that I'm trying to cancel him. I'm not trying to cancel him. I'm not trying to silence him. Not trying to fight against freedom of speech. That's always the angle these retards use to try to kill you. I just think that as a country and as a culture that's based on biblical values, we do not need to tolerate bringing...
Well, religious freedom is what it was founded on, not biblical values, but close enough.
...enemies of America into our country. Therefore, elevating them to the same exact status of an American that's been here for the last 400 years, that built this country and that contributed to this culture. You do not need to be tolerant of these people. Tolerance is actually not a virtue. Intolerance is a virtue. But to be clear, I'm not trying to silence or cancel this guy. I just want him to get deported. Like, holy shit, this is insane. Counterproductive to blow up American children. Yeah.
Makes millions.
No one is surprised by this terror attack, by the way. All right, so when someone like Cenk is like all shocked that this happened, literally no one is actually shocked that this happened.
We can't.
As the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Detroit, I'd love to say I'm shocked,
Jewish Federation
not
of
surprised,
Detroit. I swear.
but I'm not. This is something that we trained for. Thank you to all of the law enforcement officers who stand behind us and the many who don't. Thank you to our Jewish community security team. This is a tough time. It is a tough time, but we will get through this. We will get through this together. We will get through this stronger. And we'll continue to be loud and proud of being Jewish. This will not change us. This will not deter us. And we will continue. With that, I'd like to turn over to Rabbi Ariana Gordon of Temple Israel.
Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, no one's shocked by this, all right? He's like, yeah, we're not even surprised that this happened. Yeah, we know. Like, obviously. Like, and I'm not surprised either.
No one
In
should
fact,
be.
When this happened, I immediately said, oh, it was a Muslim, all right? Because I played this game. Whenever there's a terrorist attack, was it a Muslim or was it a leftist, right? It's always the fun game. Trans or Muslim? Who knows, right?
School shootings is going to be a trans person. If it's going to be a terror attack, such as a specific kind of shooting, like the one that happened in Austin, I think it was, Texas somewhere. Yeah, it was, go figure, a Muslim. And then, anything that's going to deal with bombs is definitely going to be a Muslim.
So that's the game you play. I immediately put all my money on Muslim, and I was proven correct immediately. No one is surprised by this, actually. And people that tell you that they're surprised by this are either retarded or liars.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we get a lot of...
Or live in
those
La La
things,
Land.
But quite literally, we all knew this was inevitable. Like, we imported the orcs into the Shire, and then we're all shocked when the orcs start raping the hobbits. All right. In fact, just look at the way this is being covered in the media.
Part of their
You thought it was
religion.
bad when the media said that America deserved 9/11. Like, holy shit! This is a terror attack that happened yesterday, and this is the broadcast immediately after.
This situation, this was an Israeli temple. It was
What?
An Israeli
First of
temple.
all, it was a Jewish temple. All right. It was literally just a place where Jews worshipped or whatever. Like,
It's so stupid. They're like Israeli temple. Like either these people are retarded, like legitimately retarded, and should not be allowed on TV, or are literally just straight out lying to people because it's a specific kind of freaking news station. Like, is this CNN that this lady's on? Yeah, I bet it's CNN. How much you want to bet it's CNN?
what are we even talking about? An Israeli temple?
It's fucking
Why would you
dumb.
even say that? I thought Jews and Israel were different. I thought that Zionism and anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are different things. Obviously, it's not for most people. But anyway.
aligned with Israel. I will say that
Jewish temple.
a Jewish temple.
Synagogue is
Oh, good. He corrected
What are we
her.
talking about?
an Israeli temple.
It's called the Real Israel Temple.
They're
First of all, it's called Temple Israel, and second of all, you realize that synagogues were called Temple Israel for long before that the state of Israel was established in 1948.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing, it's called the Bible. It mentions Israel like 1,000 times in the Bible. So therefore, the Temple Israel is the most generic name in the history of Jewish synagogues. All right, but we have leftoid retard over here being like, oh, it has Israel in the name. It's a valid military target. I'm not even exaggerating. This is on mainstream American news, being like, oh, it has Israel in the name, and therefore, can we really blame the Muslims for blowing it up?
Jewish.
Okay.
They're the people of Israel.
How do you
Because literally, my great grandfather was this guy named Israel. Might have heard of him.
Finish my point. So,
It's
All right, finish your point.
wrong from the premise. They're not Israeli. They're Jewish.
so they're called
And
the
even if they were Israeli, it doesn't mean that Muslims could just fucking blow up their places in Michigan, okay?
Well, put it this way: if like a Jew or a Christian or anything like that were to go to a mosque and blow it up or shoot it up, you can guarantee they will come out there. The whole group of freaking Muslims will be crying racisms and, oh, hey, look, we were right. We have a right to be afraid. We have a right to sit there and retaliate, yada, 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 right? But you don't see that when it comes to Christians being attacked or, you know, Jews being attacked. No. I wonder why.
As if that justifies it. Like, this is wrong on so many levels.
real Israeli temple, yes, and they do align with
It's called Temple Israel. It's not the Israeli temple. Like, get the name right, I guess, if you're gonna slander it. Like this is insane.
Israel and their beliefs. So this was
So they align with Israel, so therefore the Muslims could go blow it up. All right, now there we go. That hard-hitting left-wing media, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah, running defense for Islamic terrorists every single day. It doesn't
Of course
stop
they are.
every day. Every single day. Unstoppable. Unreal. Both Michigan Democrat senators voted against funding DHS just minutes before a foreign Islamic terrorist rammed his car into a synagogue and shot it up.
Oh, I bet that's going to affect them poorly now. Matter of fact, actually, how much you want to bet that they're going to blame Trump and all that? It's like, oh, well, if Republicans would just play ball with, you know, what Democrats want, because every single time we do it, it's like, you guys want to be able to allow illegal immigrants of any and all races that are coming from other countries that don't like America in the first place to go and vote so they can put people like these idiots in power. Fuck that.
Is anyone surprised? Is anyone surprised? And then the left is like, oh my god, it's Trump's fault. Meanwhile, they defund the Department of Homeland Security. Quite literally, they just did that. All right, they import all these fuckers, and then they kill us, and we can't defend ourselves because they literally defunded our security. And then they're like, I can't believe Trump is killing terrorists in the Middle East. That justifies 9/11. Have you heard? All right, look at how the local press in Dearborn is reporting this.
Oh,
Now, the
God,
reason why I'm showing
Dearborn.
this to you is-
Oh God, Dearborn, which is like a huge Muslim community, like huge. It got invaded. It's like infested with those people. There was a mayor, I think, who told a Christian, I think he might have been even a pastor, but literally said he was not welcome there. And the dude grew up in that town, like generations, like generationally. Him and his family have been in that town, and that's very rare for places and for people. So for someone who literally wasn't even born in that area or anything to tell someone who was naturally born there that he doesn't belong is racist and retarded. And the fact that that dude wasn't even removed is ridiculous and shows how much power they have in Dearborn, Michigan. Like, literally, anyone who lives there needs to fucking leave. If you're a Christian or, like, even a pagan or anything that's not Muslim, fucking leave. Or remove those people. Either way, it's easier to leave.
because Dearborn, Michigan is 30 minutes away from this temple in Detroit, Michigan,
wow.
which was blown up by a terrorist. Okay, so again, no one's surprised where this guy fucking came from. Dearborn is a Muslim majority city in America that kicks Christians out of the city. And
what was I
names
just saying?
Streets in the city after terrorists. This is a real thing, by the way. All right, this is insane. Dearborn Heights man suspected in Temple, Israel incident. Recently lost his family in Israeli airstrike in Lebanon.
Suspected.
Excuse me.
Suspected. He literally was there. He had all the equipment. Suspected. But yeah, if you're white and you sit there and you do something, it's not suspected. Oh, he did it. Like, really? Like, really?
What the fuck? What are we doing? This guy is not a victim. This guy's a terrorist. This guy just blew up a school and a synagogue and tried to murder a bunch of children. This guy's fucking evil. What are we doing?
Suspected.
Dude, look at this, man. The suspect died following reports of an active shooter at a synagogue where police say a truck crashed into a building. Shots were fired.
He's not a suspect.
Emergency response from local law
He's the
enforcement
violator. He did it.
According to the sources familiar with the situation, Ghazali, classic American name, had recently experienced a family tragedy overseas. Two of his brothers and several nephews were killed days earlier in an Israeli strike in Lebanon. Unbelievable stuff. So that justifies him blowing up a synagogue in Michigan, I guess. Seriously, man, this is the media in Dearborn. And if you look at the comments, get ready. Get ready. You're not ready. All right.
Oh,
We
God.
all know him. He's a sweetheart. Smells like a false flag. He was the sweetest soul. I have a hard time believing a Muslim did this. Allah did it. I witnessed the guy giving pomegranate juice to customers. Love how they can't even say what the incident was.
Wow.
This is so heartbreaking. I hope he like, dude, look at this. What a nice guy.
This is a false flag.
Like, dude, it's the most unbelievable thing. It's like they will justify it by saying, well, he lost family in an airstrike, so I guess it makes sense that he blew up a preschool. In
Fucking
Detroit, right? And
ridiculous.
they'll say, he lost family. I guess it makes sense that he.
But it's funny, so that's justifiable what that guy did, right? But yet they're gonna sit there and go, oh well, you know what? America did this, so they deserve this. What about this guy? Like if it's bad, if Israel and America kills innocent people by accident, right? But yet this dude deliberately goes somewhere where there's civilians. Why didn't he go after a military base? Right? Why didn't he go after, something like that? Not justifying me, but still, if he was really, about, stopping bad people, why not something like that instead of innocent children?
Blew up a preschool, and then they'll be like, also, it wasn't him, it was a Mossad false flag. They blew up their own preschool.
He was the sweetest soul,
the craziest
whatever.
shit in the universe. And yeah, this is like literally what all the comments are saying. Like, you read the comments, and they're all doing this. Every single one of them.
Asinine.
They're just basically defending the guy because we literally imported a foreign,
How much you want to bet those are all people from Dearborn?
to our country with a different value system. In fact, the value system that supports the idea of blowing yourself up to kill some infidels. And for some reason, we're surprised that these people are not that American.
Right.
As far as I am standing, these people are all supporting an act of terrorism on United States soil. They should be.
I 100% agree with that. And if any of these people are not born here, they migrated here or whatever, right? They should be deported. They're literally okaying someone trying to kill children.
Naturalized and deported. Like, we don't need to live like this. Like, the guy that's here being like, well, good shit, bro, good shit. That is correct. He lost siblings. Oh, well, right? Like, so all these retards, or just for the record, all these retards that are doing this,
Hell yeah.
they didn't assimilate into American culture, and their
Nope.
children will not be assimilating either.
Fuck no.
I'm told that we need
Where
to
do you
live
think
like
all
this.
that hatred and racism comes from
Rashida
at
Tlaib,
home?
The report
This is what I've been waiting for. This right here has been what I've been waiting
Mayor
for.
of West Bloomfield are horrifying. I'm praying for the safety of everyone at Temple Israel. No one should face violence anywhere, especially in a place of worship. All right, this is what Rashida Tlaib had to say. All right, this is also a clip from Dearborn, Michigan, and
Yeah.
Rashida Tlaib's comments on it. This is a guy in Dearborn, Michigan, screaming "Death to America."
I love the America!
I'll mark the America means death to America.
I love the America!
That was not Iran. That was literally Dearborn, Michigan.
Yep.
30 minutes away from where they blew up a school. Is anyone surprised? I'm
Nope.
not surprised.
Great look. The mayor condemned it.
And it was actually in Rashida Tlaib's district.
Surprise,
It
surprise.
was from her
Not.
district. Isn't that beautiful?
How do you think
White
she got
House
power?
condemned it. But what about Congresswoman Rashida?
Condemning it's not enough. It needs to be denaturalized and deported. That's where the conversation needs to be. Condemning it, that's cute. I condemn it also. But the government needs to denaturalize and start deporting these people. We should not be importing people into our country that are screaming death to America, and because they have a little piece of paper, we can't do anything to them. They just become completely immune to literally fucking anything. Absolutely not.
But yet
That's
normal
bullshit.
Americans have to worry about being
She
arrested
gets
for
to leave.
words.
She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents
Yes, she
chanting
is.
death to America?
Well, they're just like her, so yes, she is. Well, I can guarantee you she is. Her and Ilham Omar and all those other racist fucking people who don't like Christians or any white people.
Isn't it impressive that there's an entire community of foreigners that we literally brought into our country that are now only electing these anti-American pieces of shit into Congress?
Yep.
Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
All right, let's see.
Congresswoman Tlaib,
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
at a rally in your district, people were chanting death to America. Do you condemn
Talk to Fox News.
chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
Racist
Why
tropes.
can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to America? Why are you afraid to talk to Fox?
News is
She needs to step down, and if not, she needs to be literally forcefully removed. Like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. She is an American. Well, not an American, but she is sitting on the Senate. She works for the American people and the American government, meaning her loyalty is to Americans, not to a freaking religion. Retarded, which is exactly why she should be arrested and thrown in prison and deported. Because fuck that racist bitch.
Listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what backs.
Racist tropes again.
Right.
This is like the Norm Macdonald tweet. You know, it's like, oh my God, all four Islamists screaming death to America. People might be Islamophobic towards them.
Students is about, and I don't talk about students.
Is death to America racist? Is chanting death to America racist?
Yes, it is. It's racist.
You guys know
It's racist for the people saying that.
The easiest thing in the universe to condemn, unless you agree.
I know you're Islamophobic, but you guys gotta go deal with it on your own self. You're not gonna use me.
That's right. It's Islamophobic to be.
Because she knows that if she has anything that she says anything against Muslims, guess where she's not going to be? In her seat of power. Her whole position and where she is to sit there and make it easier for Muslims to come in here, invade our country, and do exactly what they did. Attack us.
Against people in our country chanting death to America. That was in Dearborn, Michigan. Someone from that community drove 30 minutes to Temple, Israel, and blew it up. Isn't that cool? Zohran Mamdani tweeted this, all right? The attack in Temple, Israel, West Bloomfield, Michigan is horrifying. My thoughts are with the congregation and all who are shaken by this act of anti-Semitic violence. Hey, I'm monitoring the situation. I love how he keeps doing this. Dog, you're on Twitter like everyone else. You're a fucking mayor in New York. You have absolutely nothing to do with, I am monitoring this situation. All right.
He needs to focus on New York and his racist little group of people he had inside his fucking mayor's office.
Across the 5 boroughs, that's nice. As you can see, no one's buying this shit. 14,000 likes, 4 million views. Right. Meanwhile, this was literally in his city hall yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. This guy doing the ISIS salute the same way that the Islamic terrorist that threw a bomb in New York City is doing the ISIS salute.
A lot of people say, "Oh, he's saying number one." No.
Had an incredibly rare good take. Rare Dave Portnoy W. You know what? When there are terrorist attacks in the U.S. by extremists, I prefer the same politicians and podcasters who egg them on with non-stop inflammatory rhetoric and by endorsing Hamas rallies who refuse to condemn phrases like globalize the Intifada and who blame everything on the Jews don't get to act surprised or sympathetic when these attacks happen. It's insulting and you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
I'd rather Mamdani be more like his wife, who probably already smashed the like button on it 1 billion times and threw a party at Gracie Mansion.
Yep.
She owns it. Give me a straightforward hatred rather than the hypocrisy. And honestly, he kind of cooked with this one. I prefer upfront honesty to this shit any day of the week.
Exactly.
I've said this before, I'll say it again. That's why I'll take someone like Nick Fuentes over like a Tucker Carlson or a Candace Owens or a Hassan Piker or a Cenk Uygur any day of the week at least.
Oh, I love the melted person down there. You thinking that this is happening because of the mayor of New York being a Muslim and not the president of the United States bombing their nation and slaughtering their children in some unbelievable... Okay, really? What about their leader, their Ayatollah guy who literally murdered 30,000+ people of his own people, protesters, men and women, and as far as I heard, children? Y'all were nothing. Y'all said fucking nothing. So that statement, Mr. Melted down there, you're a fucking retard. And clearly, a Muslim and terrorist sympathizer.
He's honest. Like, dude, Hassan Piker be like, you should go kill Rick Scott. And then be like, I actually don't cause violence at all. Yes, you fucking do. You're a terrorist. Just be honest about it, okay?
Exactly.
Calm down. In my opinion, that's what he is. So the reality is, Zohran Mamdani should not be that surprised after a 152% spike in anti-Semitism. New York Police Department changed how it reports hate crimes.
Oh, they're actually going to report it now? Are they actually going to report it now?
Crimes committed against Jews during Zohran Mamdani's first month in office. So to hide the spike in anti-Semitic crime, Mamdani had the NYPD change the way it counts hate crimes to lower the reported number and make comparisons to previous years harder. This is exactly how it works, and it's insane that it keeps happening.
Not really nuts, but like, you definitely hit the nail on the head. Fucking ridiculous that these people keep doing it, but there it is. Of course, you have senators, mayors, and Congress people sitting there trying to okay what these people are doing currently here in our country, attacking innocent people who have nothing to do with what's going in Iran. But they're not going to sit there and vilify the Ayatollah, who we killed. Fuck yes. They're not going to vilify what he did to his people, shutting off the internet, blocking people from seeing what's going on. Even the Iranian people are happy about what happened. They don't want a war, but at the same time, they wanted freedom. They wanted to be able to live life freely without having to worry about wearing a hijab or like having to worry about saying something inappropriate or doing something inappropriate, getting beat or beat to death. Okay? So that's the video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. This shit's getting retarded beyond all belief. Later, guys.